Welcome in, everybody, to Fantasy Pros MLB. This is Leading Off Live. We are here on our Twitch, twitch.tv/fantasypros. It's me, and of course, the Welsh, and all of you, the Peanuts and the Cracker Jacks. Welsh, before we get into baseball today, we got a light slate of games, but a lot of stuff to get to. A ton of injury news is breaking, too. A lot of stuff we're going to go through. I want to tell a story this morning, and I want you to see, I want to get your temperature on this, and tell me, was I right? Was I wrong? As is my wont, my normal routine, I get up very early, usually around 6 a.m. I put the show together for the day. I do a couple things, get the kiddos off to school, right? Go to the gym for a couple hours, come back, do the show, right? Well, I was at the gym today, and I was on a machine, and there was a guy across from me on a machine. And to give you a visual image of what this guy looked like, he looked like, I would say, his face was similar to the character Hoggle from the movie Labyrinth. Now, if you don't know who that is, you Google it, you get this guy's face. I'm not a big germaphobe person. I'm not like germaphobe. Like I'm pretty good about that stuff. Like things are gross, okay, it's gross. Not a big germaphobe. I did, however, watch this guy right across from me. He's on it's a machine where you're doing like the squats and stuff, and you're holding the handles, right? And he sneezes, doesn't cover anything, just sneezes out in the air. And I'm like, Jesus, all right. He then goes back to his next set, sneezes again, this time in his hands, and takes his hands and puts them right back on the handles. Now, mind you, there are these spray bottles everywhere, and he's got the towel that you can get at the gym, and then you put the towels in the thing, and they wash the towels. And I'm waiting for him to wipe it down, doesn't wipe it down. He moves on to the next thing. Now he's right across from the old station. I go all the way, get the spray bottle, wipe the handles down, and look at him as I'm doing it. I basically germ shamed him. Was I wrong, or was I in the right to germ shame this person?
Yeah, fire him into the sun. Those
right?
Savages don't need to be here. Fire him into the sun, Joe. You were right.
All right.
100%.
So Nuckin is with me. If you're in the comment, and I looked at him and I gave him like the Larry David, like I'm cleaning them and I'm looking at the handles and I'm cleaning and I'm looking at the guy like, really? Are you proud of this?
It would be death stare. I would give death stare.
Look, it's one thing you sneeze, okay, sneezes happen. When you do the second sneeze, go to your hands and then go to the handles, and then you don't do the wipe. Incorrigible. And so I completely shamed germaphobe cleaned something today, and I just didn't know how to feel about it, and I wanted to get your point of view.
You were in the right. We're going to shame some pitchers. We're going to shame some players here in just a minute. But you know what? All of them are in the right. All of them.
Fast forward to 4 minutes when the show really starts. Hashtag YouTube comments. Let's get to the headlines. Sometimes I need validation. Also needing validation, Sandy Alcantara. Oh, God, Welsh. We were on the Q&A live stream. If you missed it on our YouTube channel, you can go back and watch. 6 runs. We were on live during this. 4 innings for him. No decision for the Pirates. I mean, it's not good. 7 hits allowed, 4 earned runs in a 6th consecutive start. He threw just 44 of 71 pitches for strikes. The velocity's still fine. Like, that's still kind of where it was pre-Tommy John. But somehow he got 1 swinging strike in the entire contest. I don't even know if that's possible to do. He does get the Rockies next Tuesday. If he's not good against the Rockies, I say even in 12-team leagues, I think you could drop him at this point. They have no keeper value. But I want to start with the redraft scenarios. We said in 10-team already, but now we're in the 12. If he's not good against the Rockies, Welsh, I think that's it for me. What do you think?
Yeah, it might already be it. It's tough to do what he did. Like, it's funny when you go to Savant and you look at like the game score, you'll see like the leaders, and then you see here are the leaders from that game as far as yeah, that's a live stream joke. But you go and look at the swing and whiff leaders in that game. Number 1 was David Morgan with 6. Number 2 was Ronnie Henriquez with 3. I didn't know how to say his name right. And there's a couple other guys. You notice the 5th highest had 2 swing and whiffs. So you're like, did I pick the wrong game? No, because as you mentioned, Sandy had 1 whiff in that entire game, and it was on his changeup, which, by the way, here's a big problem. 27% zone percentage. The number 1 pitch you throw doesn't even have a 30% getting into the zone rate. Well, guess what? It's going to make everything else stinky. And it did. No whiffs on the fastball, none on the sinker. None. His 4-seam fastball had a 13% called strike and whiff percentage. That's an important one to look at. 13% is crazy. he has nothing else. Like, it doesn't matter with the velocity. It reminds me of the old Hunter Green thing where it was like, great, you could throw 100, but you throw it right down the plate. There is nothing that these guys.
There's no feel.
No
feel for pitching.
Yeah, the changeup doesn't hit the zone. You don't need to offer at it. Then he throws 2 other fastball-like 4-seamer sinkers, and there's just like a little bit of slider and curveball. Hitters have adjusted. He doesn't have the stuff. I don't know what the fix is. He doesn't look right. It seems like if there was a fix to be had, like, they should be open to it, but I don't think they have time, and I don't think they're going to figure it out. And you said it on the live stream. We need a phantom IL stint. We need him to figure something out.
Look, Yuri Perez, we're going to talk about him later. He's coming back in. He's probably got one more rehab start. So he made it yesterday. He was good. So we're talking about, again, he'll have that start against the Rockies. I could see if he's bad against the Rockies, the IL stint happening, and Yuri Perez just taking that spot in the rotation just temporarily to see how things go. Mentally get a break, physically get a break. Let him work on some stuff technically. Let him work on, some mechanical stuff too. I mean, maybe that's it. I mean,
this guy used to have the best changeup in baseball. This is like the best changeup in all of baseball.
100%.
And that changeup just had a 13% whiff rate.
He threw economic, the control, everything. He was such a great. It was a throwback to the art of pitching, and now he looks like somebody just throw away, and that is.
I think you can dump him in 12 Like, I get what you're saying makes a lot of sense. It is literally the best matchup you could possibly have coming up next against Colorado, and that would be the litmus test. But if you need to move on now, I think we're far beyond like needing to hold on to him anymore. We don't know insight when things are going to get fixed. I will say though, he really does fall apart later in games, and that's been a big thing. And I don't know if it's the pitch mix that he uses there, but it's like 4th inning. It's kind of like with Gallen too. Yeah, Gallen falls apart later in the game as well.
Alcantara, Gausman, or Nola 10-team roto keeper. See, this is the problem too. In my home league where I have him, he's a keeper, or he was a keeper. He was like a $2 salary guy because I picked him up, and you hate to say, am I just going to abandon that value? But I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, Gausman's a little older. Nola is probably the one of the 3 that I would keep long term.
He's as sucky as Santander or Alcantara.
No, I don't think he is. I think he'll come back from that. Again, IL stint. You come back and okay, I would take Nola of those 3, but Gausman is the most immediately helpful right now. That's for sure. What do you think about Yuri Perez since he was trying to mimic Alcantara? I'm not worried about that. He looks terrific so far. Is it time to drop Alcantara and McLean? Again, we've said in 10 teams, yes. In 12 team, we're getting to that point. It's getting to cutting season because you can't go 80 games with players who have been terrible. George Kirby, also terrible. I hate, we really started, don't worry, it gets better. We're starting off some negativity on the show, but it will get better.
Into shame mode, just right into shaming these guys.
People. I'm
not just cleaning their workout equipment.
Clean handlebars and give you the stink eye at the same time. Oh, dude, this is gross. It was a gross looking human. You know what? I don't care who it was. I don't care if it was like some jacked dude or some pretty girl. You sneeze on your hands and you touch the things, it's gross. Okay, that's just directly gross. Don't do that. Ew. George Kirby, ew. 6 runs, 5 innings. A loss to the Nats. First start wasn't good. This one wasn't good either. Your panic level on George Kirby. You're a Kirby guy, Welsh.
Yeah, I'm less of a Kirby guy than I was last year. I was like the Kirby guy, and that did not work out. I've gotten annoyed with Kirby, especially his insistence on like I don't walk guys, and I feel like that's taken away from the swing and miss-ness of his game. But I'm a little bit worried about it. Velo was down kind of across the board. His sinker was down a mile per hour. He's not throwing his split finger like he did last year, it looks like. And that all the velo just across the board was down. As far as the effectiveness goes, he had kind of like the mix that you want. And he runs, heavy zone on his fastball and slider. His curve and his splitter both were like really low zoned and guys weren't offering at it. So it's got to be something about like how he's pitching right now that those offerings that are supposed to get the whiffs, they're so far out, it's not inducing anything. And he has to hit the zone all the time that guys are making contact on him. You need some more swing and whiff stuff. And I thought the splitter usage would be that for him. It doesn't seem to be up there. He doesn't seem to feel right. I don't know. It's two games in. I'm way more worried about Sandy than I am Kirby, but based on that question, it's 100% Kirby rest of season. It is 2 starts coming off of this injury. It's without question Kirby.
You are way more. See, I'm not without question on this one. Cody and Anaheim as asking Kirby or Warren rest of season. Warren's been really good, especially with this last stretch with the strikeouts. Welsh. I don't know if you've noticed the last couple starts for Will Warren, strikeout rate wise, has been terrific. I think he's got 26 strikeouts in 14 innings, something to that effect. It was kind of like, whoa. I didn't quite even realize that because I was looking at him in a league just, doing some research. I'll pull up the Will Warren stats here over his last 7 games to just be super specific, but I am not slam dunk Kirby on this at all. Warren pitches for the Yankees. It's a good situation here.
Well, are you doing this to all then just say George Kirby, but
no,
half in, half out? Or are you going to say Will Warren?
Pull up the stats. Here we go. Last 7 games here for Will Warren, a 3.6 ERA, 35 innings, 51 strikeouts. I sold him short a little bit. 11 walks. A 1.20 whip. I'm fine keeping Will Warren. I'm not waiting for Kirby to figure things out. We're on opposite ends on that one. This is 7. We're looking at staring down the barrel at 70 games into the season now, and my patience level is just way thinner. Lance McCullers. Let's get to something positive, shall we? 12 strikeouts. So what is this going to do to him and his free agent budget expenditure this weekend after the 12 strikeout performance? Because he's still floating around in a ton of leagues, Welsh.
I think it's going to make it go quite high. And you know what? I'm kind of here for it. On the season, the numbers, I mean, this was like the penultimate game for him, but he'd only had one bad outing, and it was the second one up against the Reds. But the last couple, he's stacked up his innings. He has 20 strikeouts over his last 2 starts. Walks are kind of a constant issue with him. But, back in the day when he was running those like 3 ERAs, good strikeout numbers. He's up to 28.6% K percentage. The walks are still way too high. And it's really tough to see which direction this is going to go. But because he got those innings up and he was able to get to 6, you can see the strikeout stuff. His stuff yesterday was absolutely dominant, really, really heavy slider. His curveball has a 58% whiff rate on the season so far. So those breaking pitches get it. I think he's worth spending on, and I would. But I don't know if I'm willing to break the bank because the guy still has a 5 ERA, expected over 4. He is the most unhealthy of unhealthy. I mean, he lives on the IL, so I don't know how long I trust that.
Let's say you've got $50 left in your fab budget out of 100 at this juncture in the year. $12?
See, it's funny. I think it's already kind of pushing it. I would say 15 would be the max, but I could be honest with you, before you said anything, I was thinking 10. So that's like 20,
12. So
20% of fab or something like that. Yeah.
This is the game you play. Daniel Palencia struck out 2, clean inning for him against the Rockies. Also in closer news, Camilo Doval is going to be back to the closing job. We kind of were ahead of the game on this one. We told you to stash him a couple weeks ago. Good for him. He used to have this job, and then he was very good in it. And then he had one bad year, lost the job. Now he's got it back. I don't think he's going to give it back. I know some people think it's temporary. I don't think it's temporary. I think Doval's going to keep this all year. He's been terrific. Tanner Scott has not been terrific. 4 runs, 2 outs, 5th blown save. We talked about this yesterday, too. I think there's an opportunity to buy here on Tanner Scott because I just don't know where the pivot point is. So I just think they grin and bear it here. What do you think?
Yeah, actually an interesting, who'd you rather between those 3? You could just start to rank them. I agree. We said it on the live stream. I'm probably a little bit more likely to buy on Tanner Scott. He has a 2% walk rate. It's super frustrating, but he has a super low walk rate. Strikeouts are there. They keep going back to him. It's a very short, isolated stint where it's 3 of the last 5 or 3 of the last 6 outings have been really, and he's given up runs. But I also think that's in line where, I mentioned on the stream, Torey Lovello had done, where a lot of managers will kind of give them the benefit of the doubt. It's a short stint. We got to get them right. And he'll still have that opportunity. And because you're a Dodger, he would still be my top guy. I would go Tanner Scott, and that might be silly, Doval, and then I would go Palencia. And by the way, I think you called him Daniel Palencia. Daniel, even though Palencia has looked pretty lights out in outside of the first save opportunity, but that would be my rank of them. And I know a lot of people wouldn't feel comfortable with that.
I was giving a fun Hispanic emphasis. I'm doing the Duolingo now on a daily basis. So I think that's just seeping into my brain because I would be looking at that name and saying Daniel Palencia, but it's not.
Is that the one where you have the daily tasks?
Yeah. You got to do.
Yeah, my son did that.
I'm trying to get better in my Spanish, so I can communicate more with relatives of my girlfriend. That's what I'm trying to do. Gavin Sheets, 2 for 3, 2-run homer, 3 ribbies. We're going to talk about him on the trade show. We ran out of time, but Gavin Sheets, just 11 home runs, just never stops. Here's one that's intriguing too.
Well, hell, are you go? I don't want you to go past Sheets because there's something funny. Are you still on Sheets?
We can be on Sheets.
Okay.
We
I just want to point
together, you and me, if you want to, for a little bit longer.
Joe Musgrove. It's my favorite nickname. It's my favorite nickname. Gavin Sheets the other day was doing an interview, and Joe Musgrove, who's just like hanging with the team, not doing anything, I guess, right now. He ran out and he yelled, "This is." What was it? This is Dairy Bonds. They're calling Gavin Sheets Dairy Bonds. And it's my favorite nickname. And I want the shirts of it. So Gavin Sheets, a.k.a. Dairy Bonds, is the best.
I like that. That's a good one. Also
Pretty
messed
good.
up potentially here. Keep this in mind too. This is a little wacky here. Jackson Jobe, 3 runs, 4 2/3. Not great. Velo was down by 1.5 miles. Okay. But also, after the game, nobody talked to reporters. He wasn't in the clubhouse. So I don't know if this is a injury thing or whatever it is. It doesn't feel good to me. I just want to put this out there to you when it comes to Joe. But should people be concerned here?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can have starts where it's, things are off, but 1.5 miles per hour on your fastball is a very concerning thing. Usually and likely it'll have connections to arm issues. But here's what I would also point out. Jobe hasn't been good. So as far as from a fantasy perspective, he has an under 18% K percentage. He has a 12% walk rate. If you play the K minus walk percentage game, which is important, that's 5%, I actually think it's 5.5% or 5.6%. That's horrific. That is a horrific number. 4 ERA, expected is 4.5. Now you're losing velo on the fastball. No, I don't think so. I don't think he's very fantasy relevant at all. And I think this arm issue is something we're going to have to really, really monitor. But to be honest with you, he probably shouldn't be on a ton of teams right now anyways. I know the upside is fun. Keeper leagues are different, but it's been bad and things got a little bit worse yesterday.
Yep, certainly have. All right, let's continue on here. And I want to shout out some of our folks here who resubbed. Cookie Chubs, Young Mage, all resubbed with Prime. Don't forget you can do that yourself right now. That way you don't get the ads here when you're watching us on our stream on Twitch, which is where we are every day, Monday through Friday, noon Eastern. Let's get to some transactions. Logan Evans sent to AAA, boo. Kyle Gibson signs with the Rays. That was kind of interesting. And then this is a deeper league thing. I'm just going to throw it out there. So Scott Kingery was recalled from AAA. He hasn't been in the big league since 2022, but he's been pretty good. I mean, the Angels got rid of Tim Anderson. They're cleaning house. Kyron Paris to AAA, Tim Anderson gone. Kingery's been hitting in a deeper. If you're in a 15-team league, is this a guy that you would pick up? Do you think he's going to get any playing time?
He'll get some playing time, but I don't know if I buy it. So Kingery was out here in Complex a couple weeks ago. I put out a video and I was just remember Scott Kingery because he had a hit.
He was a Philly prospect that was, and his dad played in the major leagues too.
He was out here. He was dating a local radio person's daughter out here. He went to U of A and stuff. So yeah, no, Scott Kingery. But 31-year-old journeyman who, by the way, his minor league stats are inflated by rookie ball that he was playing out here in rookie ball. Not really. I don't buy it. There might be a short little stint of it. I'm not picking Scott Kingery up, but he might get some playing time because Tim Anderson is out. But they're also moving Anderson around. And I think this could be just a short-lived move before they bring up Christian Moore. I think Christian Moore is going to come up after that Super 2 stuff kind of locks out and they've got the extra year of control. Christian Moore had a weird AA, killing it in AAA. I think he's going to probably be up within a week or two. So, I don't want to be super dismissive of it, but, 31-year-old journeyman, Scott Kingery, he don't do it for me.
You seem a little dismissive. AAA, 373, 996 OPS. You seem
How
a
many
little
games?
dismissive.
How many games?
21 games. Small sample.
Did he really play 21 games?
Yeah, I'm looking
at it. Was less.
That's what it says. Also, rookie lookie time, Robert Hassel, 3 for 5 with a homer. Augustin Ramirez, who right now is a 5-1 for the NL Rookie of the Year. 4 hits, including a homer for him. I would like him over Baldwin for that award so far in terms of where they are for the running.
I think that feels like it would be, but I don't think Baldwin's, he's got like a much higher WAR. He's hitting over 300. Homers are there. He won't get the playing time. That's
the thing.
He won't get the playing time Ramirez gets.
I don't think they're there for Baldwin. I think Baldwin gets figured out before Ramirez. Noah Cameron, 6 hits, 1 run, 2 walks. Cade Cavalli, remember him?
Yeah.
He's another prospects of yesteryear. Cade Cavalli, 10 strikeouts, 5 shutout innings Wednesday in AAA. Look, the Nationals rotation certainly could use something. Could Cade Cavalli be a guy that in deeper leagues you might be looking at?
Yeah, I think so. And Cade's like a big power fastball guy. I would have some interest in him. I'm trying to liken like the pitching prospect. I think it would be below a Logan Henderson, below a Cade Horton. And it's probably just, if I were like ranking
Cades. Cade Horton, Cade Cavalli, Cade Povich. Go.
Ooh, we would go Cade Horton.
Yeah.
And then we'll go with Cavalli, and then we'll go with Povich. Why are there so many Cades? Is that the 20 years ago that was the popular name?
And stuff. Yeah. It's
like in 10 years, everyone's going to be named Aiden, and then whatever.
No one's named Joe anymore. Everyone's named Braden or Bryden or things like that.
Yeah, Baden, Jaden, Faden.
Yeah, a lot of Jaden. I have a Jaden on the football team, my coach. But yeah, AAA so far. Again, the ERA is at 4.82, but this last start pretty, spectacular. 27 strikeouts, 7 walks. So at least a guy to monitor and see how the next couple starts go. Alan Roden, 3 for 4 with a walk, RBI. He's been great since being sent down. And especially with the injury to Santander, I could see Roden get another shot. And Red Sox news, Christian Campbell is going to get his first crack at first base later in this week against Atlanta, and Marcelo Mayer was hitting cleanup yesterday for the Red Sox, batting third for them. So let's do fun 3 up and 3 down. Masyn Winn, 4 for 5, 2 doubles. Junior Caminero starting to get hot, folks. Don't look now. 2-run homer, 2 for 4. And Paul Skenes, 7 strikeouts and 6 2/3. 10-1 ass kicking of the Diamondbacks. Holy cow, Welsh, how are you doing? Because the Diamondbacks are not doing well.
No, they're on a complete just fade and tunnel, and they are falling. They're Torey Lovello, his job is up in question. They can't hit, but their their pitching staff is atrocious. Gallen was awful yesterday. I didn't even look. I don't know if you have, or you do have him in the downs, but he was really, really bad, and it happened later in the game, as it always does with him. And Paul Skenes, just want to point out again, this is the second straight day or game that we've talked about where the Pirates were getting good numbers on their first 5 with Paul Skenes. It was plus money last one. This is minus 105, and I took it against the Diamondbacks. They actually gave some run support. Paul Skenes has looked phenomenal. Actually, a friend of mine was at that game and was sitting the row away from Livy Dunn, by the way. And his kids got to meet Livy Dunn and, get like autograph and picture and stuff like that. And I was like, I didn't realize that she just traveled to all the games. So maybe we need to have a marker.
When you got that kind of money, man. You can do whatever you want.
Good luck. Yeah, well, it's just good luck when she's in the stands.
Yeah.
Good for him.
It's a guy with a mustache. So see, guys, anything's possible. SM Siegel. I have Wilson Contreras and Augustin Ramirez. Which do I drop to free up roster space, Welsh? It's kind of hard to drop Ramirez, isn't it?
It's kind of hard to drop Contreras, though. I think I would drop Ramirez before I drop Contreras.
Look, I'm making a trade. Somebody's looking for a catcher upgrade in your league. Somewhere, somehow. The downs.
10 team, maybe.
More Cades. Maybe 10 team. These are 10 team league problems. You look at the next couple of weeks of schedule and you make your decision that way. Cade Povich, 8 hits, 5 runs, 3 walks. He's terrible. Denzel Clarke struck out 4 times, and I'm disappointed because he didn't strike out 5. If he got 5, we would have had a Cinco Stinko, and that would have been fun. So Denzel Clarke, you failed twice yesterday by failing only 4 times. Zach Gallen dropped to 3-7, 6 runs, 5 earned, 5 innings against the Pirates. He
is a drop in 12 team. And I think what you can come to terms with is he might figure some stuff out. He talked to media after, and he was like, hey, it's a third of the season, da-da-da-da-da. He is talented enough for things to fix. So we can't make this if you drop him and then he comes better, you cry about it and stuff like that. Like, that's there. But he's not right. He threw his good for him for getting his fastball in the zone a ton. But check this out. Curveball, 31% zone percentage. Changeup, 38%. His slider, 17%. The only thing he threw for strikes yesterday was a fastball. That's it. So you don't have to offer at any of the other stuff. And they offered at the curveball. No offerings on the changeup, none on the slider, none on the cutter. It was all contact on the fastball, and the curve didn't do enough. He has 2 pitches. He doesn't have 3 good pitches in a singular game. He's just not someone you need to hold on to right now. But just like a Sandy, like if you see signs of life changing, you would want to pick up. But I don't think Gallen is in a different like tier than Sandy at this point. They're both just don't need to be rostered.
Well, just like
Sucks.
Sandy Alcantara and Zach Gallen, if your performance isn't where it used to be, could be a sign of low testosterone, a condition affecting about 30% of adult men in America. And Kaisertrex is an FDA-approved testosterone replacement therapy designed for men like you. It's not an injection. It's not a gel. It's a twice-daily pill that fits seamlessly into your active lifestyle of shaming people at the gym. Restore your testosterone to optimal levels and know your T-score, and get tested now by visiting kaisertrex.com/testing kit. That's KYZATREX.com/testing kit. By prescription only. Kaisertrex is a controlled substance that can be a target of abuse. Kaisertrex is not for use of pregnant women or men with prostate or breast cancer. Safety and efficacy in those younger than 18 is unknown. Tell your doctor about any medical conditions and medications you're on. Serious side effects include increased blood pressure, worsening prostate symptoms, increased risk of prostate cancer, blood clots in the legs or lungs, decreased sperm count, that doesn't sound fun, liver problems, enlarged or painful breasts, and breathing problems while you sleep. But those are serious ones. The common side effects: swelling of the ankles, feet, or body, increased red blood cell count, and increase in PSA, prostate-specific antigen levels. PSA is a test used to detect prostate cancer. Report these symptoms immediately to your doctor. Call your doctor today to learn more about Kaisertrex. For questions and more information, visit www.kaisertrex.com or call 1-833-949-5040 today. There you go. Welsh is making that phone call. All right, let's get to the injuries. A ton of stuff to get through. We're going to fly through as much as we can. Brandon Woodruff.
Start date.
With 1 run.
1374. Sorry.
Captain's log.
Yeah, Captain's log.
You know what would be good? Welsh, why don't you read this one? And I'm going to sing a song that I think is appropriate for Brandon Woodruff.
Oh, you just want me to read his line?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Let me get the lyrics right. I want to.
Do I get to? Do I keep talking while you're singing?
Yeah. I'll like do underneath.
Okay.
Hold on 1 second. I want to make sure.
Sure.
I have the right song.
We're not doing anything important.
Yeah, no, I mean it's fine. Okay. Okay, go ahead. I'm ready.
Okay. Brandon Woodruff.
I have died.
Was charged with 1 run.
Waiting for you.
0 earned.
Darling, don't.
Over 7 innings on Wednesday in a minor league rehab start.
I have loved you.
For High A, Wisconsin. High A, Wisconsin. Woodruff, who recorded 6 strikeouts through 74 pitches, is expected to make another rehab start next Tuesday.
Of course he is.
For AAA Nashville. He's never coming up.
I've been waiting 1,000 years for Brandon Woodruff. 1,000 years for him. We'll see.
Should have a beard. We should have like big white beard. Brandon Woodruff, he's finally active. It's 2075. Brandon Woodruff.
Brandon Woodruff's gonna make just one more rehab. Just one more rehab start.
He's pitching at Quattro A. What is this? He added a new level.
I want him to retire right before he gets activated.
He's like the nicest dude on the planet too. By the way, I met Brandon. He is like the nicest guy ever.
I swear to God.
No, but he's never gonna pitch.
I have him in so many leagues, and I just want him to come back already. It's just killing me. Corey Seager, he's back. We'll see how long. Stephen Kwan, I'm worried about this one. He left the game with right wrist inflammation. That's no bueno, especially for a hitter like Kwan. He's a very wrist-oriented hitter. This is going to be a problem. I hope he doesn't go in the IL, but I fear he will. So start playing accordingly now. If you could get some guy off the waiver wire, off outfield-wise, do it. Montas is going to make a rehab start in Brooklyn on Thursday. That's today. Matt Wallner, 3-run home run. Remember him? He's been hurt forever. He's had 4 homers and 5 rehab games at AAA. Get him up. Yuri Perez, 4 strikeouts and 5 shutout innings Wednesday. Jazz Chisholm starts his rehab today in AA Somerset.
Down the street.
Down the street. No, it's cold. And
how
kids
cold
are over
is
for
it?
Dinner tonight? No, like it's we're hanging out tonight. We're gonna watch a movie or something after dinner. And no,
you're watching Jazz.
Yeah, I could go sit in the cold and watch Yankee AA today. No,
I'll go sit in 115 and watch and be best friends with Jazz. Go be best friends.
There's no way I'm getting as close to Jazz as you'll get. No. Jose Quintana is preparing, although we have to find something new to watch because Survivor's over now. So you watch a movie or something else now tonight. Jose Quintana preparing Sunday to start against the Phillies. Christian Walker, who was hit on the hand yesterday, x-rays negative. Cole Reagan's minor league rehab start this weekend. Seth Lugo activated for Friday's game against the Tigers. That's coming. JJ Bleday also working his way back 2 for 4. And Ronel Blanco will have his season-ending Tommy John surgery next week. Which brings us to the best bets
of the day
with Joey P and the Welsh. Let's get to it. Short slate today. Not a lot of great betting going on.
Yeah.
So let's take a look here. There we go.
Rough transition on that one. Not a good sign for the bets today.
Seth, this is going in your review. I just want you to know. Or Callie, whoever. There's 2 producers here, and nobody can get us into a 2-box. There will be words after this show. I'm kidding. I might have to shame you as well. I'm all about shaming people today. That's what I'm doing. All right, let's start with Mackenzie Gore. 7.5 strikeouts. I'm going to go the under here. I know with Seattle, you might want to go the over. I think 7.5 is a big number. I'm worried about the efficiency of Gore in this start on the road. So let's go under here. Getting a nice number at -102. Junior Caminero, also you have here at over 1.5 total bases, +105. And then give me Tampa Bay on the money line. Boz had a good start last time out. They're going to get Gusto today, +100 on the money line. So give me that one. Welsh, where are you going for your best bets for today?
All right. Well, we coming off a 2-1 day yesterday, a couple payoffs. Paul Skenes obviously was the good one. We are going to go Atlanta, Philly. We're going to go into game 2. They got 2 games today, and this is going to be the Zach Wheeler, Chris Sale game. We're going to play under runs, under 7.5 runs. 4 of the 2 best NL pitchers, arguably not named Paul Skenes, that you could possibly have. It's a great, phenomenal matchup. Offensive pieces are both pretty scary, but, in Phillies without Harper. And I'm hoping that Chris Sale is on, the big stuff today, as well as Zach Wheeler holding down Ronald Acuna. But 7.5 runs for this. The first 5 might be interesting as well. You probably have to look at the 3.5 under. I'm going to take full game under 7.5, -115. Tampa Bay and Houston, we are going to go over 8 total runs. We got Boz, who has not been good. We have Rangusto, who has had his moments. And I think both of these offensive pieces can kind of take it. Shane Boz has been a little bit Gallen-esque in that, he's given up 4 or 5 runs per game. And I think Tampa can get to gusto a little bit. So I like over the 8 runs on both of these, -115. And that is... that is actually, I was about to say that's incorrect. That is a correct first 5 run line for Washington. I'm going to join you in the Mackenzie Gore. Run line means they're up by 1 run through the first 5 when we say it. So this is Washington up by a run +110. Mackenzie Gore has been pretty tough to hit. A lot of strikeouts, hopefully not 8 for Joe's bet here. But I'm going to go Washington gets to him first 5 run line +110. I wasn't ready to call you out. I just the ordering of my numbers.
Apparently, the laptop froze right at that time, and it happens. Because I never freeze, because accidents don't happen.
Laptops
We're having
freeze.
Fun here on the show today. It's been a very fun show. A lot of feelings.
As long as you wash your hands and your bets.
But just don't sneeze in them and then touch something immediately in front of other people where they see you. It's gross.
What's the deal with the
What's the deal? Yeah. What are we doing here? You know what you should do? You should take $5. You know what you should do? You should go to fantasypros.com/leading off. Bet that $5 over on FanDuel. And if that bet wins, you get $250 in bonus bets when you use the promo code leading off at fantasypros.com/leading off and use that promo code as well for the Betting Pros free trial. That's right. Still going on. You got NBA, NHL, MLB, everything happening. Download the Betting Pros app. Use that promo code leading off to unlock the best betting tools on the planet today. 7 free day trial starts now when you download the app and use that promo code leading off. Let's get to the home run board. Another depressing no-show for me yesterday. Don't like it. Welsh is at 16, hanging in there. Wonky's at 19. George is still at 25 at the top with a 2 home run lead. The Sammy Sosa jersey up for grabs on our Discord, fantasypros.com/chat. That's where you can join there to hang out with us and talk. Baseball, football, whatever you want to talk. Betting, too. It's all there for you.
Gym equipment, whatever.
Gym equipment, gym etiquette. Again, I'm like, let's go. Sabo's Goggles, by the way, says that I'm the guy probably who left the bar too high on the squat rack for Joe, too. Or he's the guy that left the... Probably. I'm short. Is that what you're getting at?
The guy probably left the bar too high. He's just saying the guy probably did another bad etiquette.
I wasn't even using that machine. I was just right across from the guy on another machine. And and it was just like, bro, what are you doing? Like, that's gross. And then there was a part of me who was going to let it go. I was like, no, I'm not going to let it go. It's terrible. It's bad form. It's disgusting. Be better. Now, will he be better? Probably not. But again, he looked exactly like Hoggle from Labyrinth. So get that image in your mind of how gross this human being
No
is.
idea.
It's gross.
I just imagine big hair and I
Google it right now. I want your live reaction. Hoggle,
right.
Labyrinth character.
Hoggle.
Hoggle.
I did not spell that right.
You ever saw Labyrinth when you were a kid? What kind of
I mean probably
Jim Henson childhood did you have? You didn't have the.
Let's see. Hoggle Labyrinth.
That's what he looked like.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like just whatever you think a troll looks like. Like
he's
just a troll.
He's a troll.
But you know what? All those 80s movies, like whether it was what's the one with the flying dog? I'm just completely forgetting about it right now. Never ending story. Like all of the trolls, they look the same.
Dragon.
It's a dog that they're calling a dragon. It's a dog, dude. What are you talking about?
He's a dragon. He's not a dog.
Yeah, they gave it a different name, but it's a dog in our world. In Maple Leaf world, it's a Malcor. Yeah.
My God.
It's a dog.
Airbud
big flying
I never
dog.
saw Airbud. I was too old when Airbud came out. Anywhere. Let's get to home run calls today. I'm going Junior Caminero today. Junior's getting hot. Plus 440. Let's go. Welsh, where are you going for your home run call?
Vladdy Daddy. Someone brought up the James Wood one. I almost went with James Wood too. They're just in Seattle that took me out of it. But I'm going to go with Vladdy Daddy. I'm looking for some runs in that game and Vlad to get it out.
Here you go. All right, that'll do it for us. But the story of the game goes on for the Welsh. I'm Joey P. We'll see you next time, kids. Clean your gym equipment.
He's a dog. He's not a if they called him a dragon, it's a dog.
It's Falcor.
Yeah, but he's a flying dog.
And then he comes to life in real life.
As a dog.
The story has a lot of feelings in it. That's traumatic.
The horse, they kill the horse. That's